All right, Sheku, welcome.
So we want to say a hearty welcome to this broadcast program this afternoon. And it's a special one this afternoon because we are having the president of R.O.P.A here with us this afternoon. So we want to welcome you all once more to the program, and we look forward to having a very prosperous and successful program. And we encourage all to benefit from this interview, as Mr. Tommy Cecil Godin will be the moderator of the program. So Mr. Godin, you have our full attention.
Good afternoon, colleagues, especially welcome to you, the President of R.O.P.A. Mr. Davis, you're welcome, and Sheikh Sula. I'm going to start with an introduction. Tommy Cecil Godin, past people of the R.O.P.A school, and I was also a part member of the News Association, WUNA, and I was also a former school prefect of their school. This afternoon, we are going to talk about the lockdown project that we have commenced, and we have also started the online viewing program we are also going to talk about some of the things that the R.O.P.A Association has been helping the school with, and we are going to see the impact that the COVID-19 has caused in various countries, especially local, because it is our own school and it is our own priority. But first of all, I'm going to start with an introduction. Yes, I will start with the introduction from our noble president, Mr. Manon Dumbuya, for him to introduce himself. So, Mr. Dumbuya, you're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Mr. Shekusula, you can introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
And Mr. Davis, you can also introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm William Davis, a former pupil of the Government R.O.P.A Senior Secondary School, and also past member of the R.O.P.A News Association.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you guys on board this afternoon, this special program. I'll start the ball rolling. First of all, I'll start with the president of R.O.P.A School Association, Mr. Manon Dumbuya. Mr. Dumbuya, what are some of the things that R.O.P.A as an association have done in helping the pupils in this COVID-19, and helping them realize some of the facts and some of the things that are involved in the fight of COVID-19?
Okay, thank you much. Thanks very much to the membership and the leadership of R.O.P.A News Association. You guys have been very, very good in all what you have been doing, and may God continue to bless you so that you will continue your good work. And now to your question, what we have done with respect to helping the kids at this particular difficult time in the history of Sierra Leone and the country and the world at large. As an association, we have contributed, and the board of the school, myself, is being represented here, and in the board also we have two other R.O.P.A-lians in the person of the Secretary General, Joseph Toure, and another member by the name of A.K. Bangura. Those two gentlemen joined me on the board. This academic institution is, though they are not representing the past pupils association in the board, but they are part added to my ideals of the school. And as a board, we have done the fumigation of the school, all the classrooms prior to the reopening of school. That is not done by R.O.P.A, but R.O.P.A members that are in the board contributed immensely for that to be done through the leadership of the board chairman, Mr. Momo. And apart from our contribution towards the board, as an executive, the Past Pupils Association, we had a meeting via virtual. We had a meeting where the executive agreed to give a bit of support to the kids in order to help them in this corona pandemic. And so we had that meeting, and in that meeting, we agreed to do some things, that is the provision of facial masks and other items, preventive items. And just as we are about to give that donation, we came in contact with another set of past pupils based in the diaspora. Some of them are here also, are here in Sierra Leone. We had a meeting and we agreed to combine the donation so that we cannot do ours as an executive and they do theirs. So we decided to come together so we can give an holistic approach towards the donation. And so a couple of weeks ago, we did our first set of donation to the schools, to the school, and in that donation, we provided the pupils with facial masks, toilet papers, toilet rolls, and also hand washing soap to see how best we can fight the coronavirus or to prevent it. And in the not too distant future, we shall be providing the school with thermometer, that thermometer gun, in order to test the kids before they enter the school compound in their respective classes. And we shall also be providing more items or more facial masks and other relevant items to fight the coronavirus. So far so good. That is what we have done. And of course, we've been monitoring the whole process to see how the kids are receiving these items and how they are taking their classes, observing the social distance and putting on their facial masks. So all of this while since the reopening of school, as an association, we have been monitoring the progress of our kids. So that is what we've done so far.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. The association has done a very good job. Thank you. So kudos and applause to us all. Mr. Davis, you have heard from the president of R.O.P.A some of the things that they have done since they opened school. So tell me, what is your take on what they have done as an association?
Well, I'm really happy to hear something like this because it is an initiative that will really help the kids to get back to school in a more conducive and healthy environment. It is something that shows the support and the power that the Past Pupils organization have. They coming on board to help get the school premises ready for the pupils to get back to school. It is one show of the commitment and the solidarity that they have to help the school more in times of need like this. So for me, I'm very happy and I'm grateful that they came on board to help. And for me, it's big kudos for them.
Yeah, that is a very good idea. Mr. Silla, you have heard from the president of R.O.P.A as one of the things that they have done in helping the people since they opened school. So what are your takes on some of these things that the president has said?
Yes, I so appreciate the effort they've done. They've actually done tremendously, supporting the kids with all those items. It means that its leadership quality has been shown, and they've stepped up to ensure that the kids know that we have past pupils who are so well concerned for the school. So to me, it's a one-step push, but there's much need to be done. There's much need to be added. There's more support in terms of the examination process tutorial of guiding them to be steadfast in their doings. But so far so good, they have done tremendous work in ensuring that people have, the kids have what it takes for them for the COVID-19.
That is very good. Today we are having a president with us at our Zoom program. This Fast Food Association, Mr. Mano Bozoku Dumbea, two of my guests, Mr. Sheku Slav and Mr. Williamson Davis. So Mr. Body in your presenter today. Mr. Dumbuya, we are having you here on the program today. So first of all, Mr. Sheku, let me take your attention today. As a former past pupil of government local senior school, you serve as one of the presidents of the news association. Then you also serve as also a school prefect. So during your regime, what has you past pupils, your own time, your own past pupils association, your own past, what have you done in your own little way in helping the school achieve some of its goals? We all do know that the school have various things that it needs. R.O.P.A cannot do all of these things, even though we are all on R.O.P.A. So we do have class of the following years. What are your class have done? Your class 2014 and 15, or 2016, 2017. What have your class has done in helping the kids realize what they are doing in terms of this COVID-19 fight, or what they are doing in representing the school?
Yes, actually, you're getting a point on. I was an head of the school, not school prefect. To be frank enough, I had to get guys of 2015 to come on board to work. So what I did was to get a few of my colleagues to be part of the pupils association and ensuring that we support the goal of the executive. And so far so good, we have been supporting them, we have been monitoring and ensuring that what they've been doing is in line with the school principle. So far so good. During our own regime while we were in school, we knew no old pupils association. We never knew whether R.O.P.A had any organization named R.O.P.A. But not until when we left school, with this new executive, we learned that there was an executive or whatsoever association, but was not functioning. This new executive decided to bring it up on board, function it well, and even before the 50th anniversary, we were part of the celebration. We worked hard, we contributed, we did financially, both and physically. We also did what we could in ensuring that the celebration was at its climax. We also see how best we can bring in the news channel to do what they need to do during the celebration. Even during the fundraising ceremony, we assisted in ensuring that the celebration comes out successful. And we did a lot, and our president can testify to that fact. We also supporting them. We are working with them. We need not to bring another set of R.O.P.A again. All we needed now is to support this executive, this R.O.P.A we are having, push towards the goal they are striving for, work towards discipline and the rules and regulations set by the school and that of R.O.P.A.
All right, thank you very much. Your class have done a good job. I think we are having two new guests online. I'd like them to introduce themselves, then we kick the ball rolling again. We are having two new guests online. We would like them to introduce themselves. I think we are having problem to get to introduce themselves. I'll go back again to Mr. Dumbuya because he is the host for today. He's our Mr. Dumbuya, the school have been having an acting principle for the past year now, or the past 2 years now. People viewing us in our YouTube channel, or people that are joining us here in Zoom today would like to know what R.O.P.A as an association have done in helping. Okay, I think our guest is here. Can you introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, I'm
Mr. Fode Sise.
Okay. I am 46 in class of 97. So I'm pleased to join this meeting today.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, as I was earlier saying, I said, Mr. President, Mr. Dumbuya, we have in your line. We want to talk on a very important issue now concerning the principal of the school. The school will be having for the past 2 years an acting principal, who is Mr. Alicious Kamara. What people watching us through our YouTube channel have just sent me a message asking when the school will be having its own principal, and how can R.O.P.A as an association see how best they can tackle some of the issues that have been arising from the school, especially when it comes to violence. Our school has been branded as one of the schools that is most lawless within the country. I've saw that in paper several times. So what R.O.P.A as an association have been doing in combating some of these issues and helping the school to have its own principal on its own, and ensuring that we do have good results when it comes to external examination. Mr. President, are you there with us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Like you just mentioned what R.O.P.A just give ability of the Past Peoples Association. We are like a pressure group to the administration. We are like a pressure group to the board, a pressure group to the Ministry of Education, and we are so much important in the process. That is why we are being represented in the highest decision-making body of the school, that is the school board, and in that board, R.O.P.A is represented by no less a person but the president of R.O.P.A, and he is there, or I am there. I am there to represent not only the past pupils but the present pupils, and I have been on the board for. I have been in the past board before this newly constituted board. I was on the board during the leadership of Mr. Soare, the chairmanship of Mr. Soare, and now I am here in this board under the leadership of Chairman Momo. In that past board, before this new one was constituted, we are aware of the fact that both principals are still acting, and so what we did, we went through the right procedure as directed for education. We had always full and vice principal for JSS and principal for SS. And the recruitment process was on because we had received applications from applicants that wanted to assume those positions. Have already sent in their applications, and the process was on. But during the process, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I've got you, sir.
Yeah, and yeah, so as the process was ongoing, we had this change of board. The new board was constituted, and so it took the new board chairman to go through all of these things. But after he has gone through them, in his own wisdom and in the wisdom of the board has decided to hold a very important meeting, and which I will not want to I will not want to say the decision of the board now, because that meeting has not been held yet. And in that meeting, maybe we'll have a application, or people will apply for those positions again. I will not want to procrastinate what will be the outcome of that meeting, but when we meet, whether it will be virtual or physical meeting, we'll let you know, or I will let you know what the board decide, whether a new advert will be up for those positions that I've named earlier, or we'll continue with the recruitment process that has already started. With respect to the violence, I want to say thanks to the anti-violence team at the school and to all stakeholders. When I think it was the very first meeting, the inaugural meeting of this particular board, we were at that meeting when we had a distress call that pupils of Rokel and Academy had an issue at Model Junction, and so that led to an abrupt end of our meeting. And before we could end the meeting, the chairman of the board instructed me to see how best I can liaise with those other schools, that is Model and Academy, to see how best we can have a lasting peace in that particular area of the country. And so what I did, I personally went to both principals. Unfortunately, the principal of Model was not on his seat. Academy, I spoke. A memorandum of association or understanding was signed by all the schools in that particular area for lasting peace. And ever since, we are trying to maintain the peace. There have been one or two isolated incidences, but I will safely tell you that the level of violence has reduced to some extent, not drastically, but it has reduced to some extent. And I want to appreciate all the players in seeing that the peace has maintained, all the players to say that we have peace in that region. Again, I also want to say thanks to the Sierra Leone police for assisting us in maintaining the peace there. And you also asked about, what did you ask about again? Please, I've answered questions of the questions you asked. The last question was about, can you jog my memory again, please?
The last question was about the school performance in terms of external examination. I want to talk about the WAS and the BEC examination. Oh. So, what's are we in place?
Okay. Again, in that area, I want to say a very big thanks to all the players, the past board members, this present board members, the administration, the teachers, and even the pupils, and of course, also past pupils. You and I, we have been doing our homework well. Of course, it is not 100% yet. We are yet to be there, but so far so good. We have done the little we can, and in the little we can, we've seen that progress has been made. When I was appointed, or when I was elected as president, and when I had the appointment to serve in the board, records to tell you that we are not doing well in examinations. Classes were overcrowded, but upon me becoming the board member, I have been working with the administration and other board members to see how we can reduce the class number and how we can stop these extra classes. We've been trying in that vein, and we've had positive results to see that indeed we are working in the right direction. Though last year's result was not good, and we just hope that this year's results will be better. And the teachers are trying, but always there is more work to be done. And we hope and pray we can do that work collectively, us as past pupils, the administration, and the Ministry of Education. We can work as a team to get the best out of these kids.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Mr. Tommy, can I ask a question to
yeah. Yes.
Yes. Now, as a pressure group, there has been a problem in the school quite for some time, and this very big problem is the fence back of Parliament. That fence has already fallen down for over 2 or 3 months now, even before the closure of school. As a pressure group, I well understood that government has already paid the subscription to schools. So as a pressure group, Mr. President, what has been your undertakings in ensuring that the fence is being erected again for the protection of the school properties, which over the years has been missing by several people, and also the security of the school. How secure is the school?
Okay, if you go to the school presently, you notice that as I speak, there is a renovation going on with one of the school buildings. The problems in the school, to be honest, they are endemic. The problems are big, they are huge. And so you seeing them from outside, you will think that it is easy to solve. You just made mention on the subsidies that government is giving. If you have access to see the budget of the school, you'll know that the subsidies government is giving is not enough. We have in the school, we have auxiliary workers, the security men, the cleaners, we have stipend teachers, and we have the budget the school, the principal presents to the board for to run the school, to buy all the necessary items, the items for the science department, chalk, ruler, all other things, all other necessary equipment to run the school, all other necessary materials to run the school. Sometimes it is even over the subsidy governments give. So it is not actually easy to save some amount of money to do those particular work. But having said that, as a proactive board, we have sat down and put out one or two things that certain amount of money must go purely for development. And you can't imagine that even the money that will be going for development, it is not that huge, because the workload in the school is huge. And we prioritize certain things. The fence you mentioned is a priority. But let me just tell you this. Now we are observing social distance, and that requires more classrooms. So as a board, when we put together a scale of preference, we put the renovation of the school building above the fence. And even though estimates, we have gone there, the professional has taken an estimate about the fence, estimate to do the fence. It has been submitted to the board chairman. I am sure he's looking at it, and very soon that fence will be erected. But our concentration more is to see how best more classrooms can be available for the kids as they will soon as they are preparing to take their exams soon. So this is the challenge. That is why we are calling on all past pupils and well-meaning individuals and organizations to come to the aid of the school. Let us work together to see how best us as past pupils can help the school in doing a lot of these other things. If you check other schools, the government is not doing everything for them. It's not that they are not living with that subsidies. The past pupils are putting their own bit together to see how best they can help their schools. So we are just appealing to all of us to see how best we can come together and give our own bit of support to the school. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. We do have Mr. Sisi with us, Mr. Fodesisi. Mr. Fodesisi, having heard what Mr. President have just said, responding to the question of Mr. Shekusila and the first question that I have asked him, what are you going to relate to some of these things that the President is currently saying concerning the school, the appointment of principal, when it comes to the violence and the results when it comes to external examinations? What are you going to say about this thing that the President has just said?
Well, I want to say thank you to Mr. President. He has been doing his best to make sure he pushes the school forward. Having said that, our school being a very young school, although we are aging now, but I will say most of the past pupils are still young. Some of us have not even found our feet properly in the society. I think he's doing his best. I would just like to add to what he has just said that more past people should come on board too. Because without any strong past people, I don't think the school will move forward. Because on the issue of the principal, schools like Grammar School, they have a part to play in the decision making of selecting who is supposed to be their principal. But for us, having just one member in the board, I think that's also a concern. We should not just have one member at that board. We should have two or three because that is our school. Nobody will seek that interest more than the past peoples. But for now, I think he's doing his best. He's just a one man there. Sometimes I'm sure he will not want to say it here, but they will overcome him in discussions. So for me, that is just my take for now.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Fodesi. If you are viewing it,
Mr. Moderator, can I please make a quick correction there, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are having few minutes now for this first session.
Okay, let me just do this correction, please. I am not the only one on the board. Well, I am the only one representing the past pupils and the present pupils on the board. But there are other two Occasions that has been appointed to serve. In fact, they are presently serving on the board, and that is R.O.P.A, Joseph, just teacher in the school that is now also serving on the board. Even though one day I am the only one representing the past pupils and the present pupils, but they are also board members and they are Ocalians. So I just want to get that clarified.
That is my point. Are those past pupils, are they members of R.O.P.A? Are they members of R.O.P.A?
I think that is a very good question. That is a very good question, Mr. Sisi. I think we have to look at this again for the second session because we are having a few minutes now for this first session. I want to say thank you to you, Mr. Mr. Sefu Sulal, Mr. William Sogo Davies for this first session. It was successful. I hope the second session will start in 10 minutes. We want to go to a very short break. When it comes back, we'll round up the program to talk about few issues and we'll look about the way forward for our darling school. For now, we say thank you very much.